Hey man, what's going on? This is Patrick James here, and obviously not in my apartment right now, but I have a few questions I want to answer for you guys real quick. Hold up. That I got on the Facebook group, and I thought they were very interesting. They're two completely unrelated questions, but I can weave them together, so it'll be a very valuable video for you right now. So the first question is, what do you do when you don't feel like doing anything and taking action because you're tired or you're sick and you don't like coffee? So basically, you don't feel like you have a good enough state to follow through with what you know you need to do in that moment. I'll give you an example about something that happened to me last night. Last night, I went out with a guy who's very socially awkward, all right? But I had to literally sell this guy into coming out with me. I called him up because I'm like pretty charming on the phone. I called him up. I'm like, dude, what are you doing tonight? Come out. He's like, oh, I'm tired. I don't feel like doing that. And and so eventually, after like 5 minutes, I got him to come out. I was like, you know what? I know exactly what you mean, but it'll be a great experience. It's gonna be a great ass time, and I'm gonna buy your first round when we get here, all right? And I sold him into coming out with me. So got him to come out with me, and we're out. And this guy is very, like I said, he's very socially awkward, and he just didn't feel like being there. He didn't feel like talking to anybody. He didn't feel like being social. He didn't feel like doing anything. And here's what he had to do to break through that. And this is how I overcome those moments where I don't feel like doing anything, when I don't feel like I'm in a good state to, one, make YouTube videos, two, talk to people when I'm out, three, do anything. I get out of my normal environment. So I had to get this guy out of his normal environment. That way he has like the adrenaline of something new, because new is always better. And two, you got to start with something small. Start taking action. And when you do that, you're going to start getting momentum. So this guy, one, I got him out of his normal environment. So obviously right now, I'm not in my normal environment. Okay, so I actually feel like making this video. I haven't had the inspiration to make a video in like a week. So I got out of my normal environment, and now I'm making a video for you. So got him out of his normal environment. That was one. Number two is we had to get him some momentum. So a lot of guys, when they go out, they want to talk to girls. They want to see that really hot girl over there and talk to her. Now, I'm not saying you have to do this, but it's better than nothing, okay? Action is better than inaction. So if you maybe talk to the guy over here, shoot the shit with him for a little bit, that's a smaller step, all right? That's a smaller step. That's easier to do than, say, go approach that hot girl over there, all right? Because now when I talk to this guy over here, and he's just a guy, I have no sexual interest in this man. I have no value that I'm trying to leech from this person. I'm just trying to unwind a little bit, okay? So take that small step. And once you get some momentum going, it normally takes about 3 small steps, a little bit of momentum, you're going to start getting into the flow of things, okay? So that's how I get a little bit of momentum going. So the second question I got for you guys is shit tests. Brandon asked literally shit tests left, right, and center with the fucking like the side face smiley thing. And he said, I'm not doing very well in dealing with those, but I can flip it at the end rather than not fuck it up though. What do I do? So he wants to know what to do when, some person is testing you. They're trying to see if you really are the confident badass that you portray yourself as. And these are very easy. The way I like to think about this is when you start talking to someone, you never are able to predict exactly how it's going to go, right? I like to associate it with the example of landing a plane, right? So when I go up and start talking to someone who I've never met before, I'm not going to know that it's going to go perfectly. I'm not going to know that it's going to go horribly, all right? I'm just going to expect that something's going to happen because I'm going to break the ice somehow. I'm going to go up there and start talking to somebody, and it's going to be like landing a plane, all right? When you land a plane, sometimes you come right into the landing pretty smoothly, and you just sail on through and stop, and you achieve your desired outcome pretty easily. Other times, you land and it's a little bumpy, and you gotta ride that shit out, all right? And then you still land the plane safely, okay? So that's how cold approaching someone on the street or whenever you're out or doing anything socially is going to be. It's going to be bumpy sometimes, it's going to be smooth sometimes, but you just got to ride it out, man. So as far as these shit tests, I don't even see shit tests, all right? As far as I'm concerned, it doesn't even happen, okay? Because at the end of the day, people are only going to test you to see if you really are as confident as you portray yourself to be. The only reason you get tested in the first place is because there's something that's a little off. There's something that seems a little incongruent, All right, so if you roll up like a badass and then all of a sudden you start speaking like very quietly, like you're not confident, you're not owning your words, something's a little off. They're gonna test you on that. All right. So as far as I'm concerned, I never get shit tested unless I'm just like the one guy who had the courage to approach her all night. She's going to offer resistance because, you know, that's on her end. All right. So one, realize if you are really that guy who you're working to become, if you're not that guy right now, you're working to become that guy every single day. And that just takes, like I said, small steps, little small steps every single day, get some momentum rolling. So that's the first step. And two, it's always about them. It's never about you. If you truly are that guy who's really confident, who knows that you are value and she's lucky to be talking to you, it should be no problem overcoming that. I could tell you so many different lines and routines and different ways to, like, responses to this. Like, if she says this, you say this. If I say that, she says this, and then you say that back. But, I mean, you can do that all day. Pick up any one of my products. However, that's not the point of this. The point is to actually be that guy. If you are actually that guy, then it won't even register in your head. If a girl says, oh, we can never be together, you say, yeah, you're right. Like, I can't even take any negativity, and we just met. Like, obviously, I could never be with someone who I just met. Like, I need to get to know you as a person first. I need to know that you're cool enough to bring into my inner circle, right? That's a response, but it came off the top of my head. So if you truly aren't that guy who feels that way now, maybe in that moment you just ask yourself this question. What would that version of me say? All right? So one of my mentors gave me this really good exercise to do, and I wrote it down on a note card, and I read these note cards every single day, and I read this. This is one of my note cards. Use the if-then formula for any situation. So maybe you don't believe yourself to be that confident badass right now. So if this person tries to test you, maybe if you ask yourself really quick in the moment, because thoughts are really quick. You ask yourself really quick, say, well, maybe I'm not that person right now, but if I was, then what would I do? Then what would I say? Then how would I react if I was that guy? All right, so basically you're going into character, and that, my friend, Brandon, and anybody else watching this, is how you're going to pass those shit tests. And, like I said, it's all about getting some momentum to actually become that guy when you don't feel like you are, or you don't feel like doing something that guy would. Alright, so I hope this was a very valuable video for you, and I'm going to get out of here, man. I'm drinking coffee and beer in the afternoon, and I'm sweating my ass off in Arizona. So it's going to be a fun day. See you later.